Hey, Ellen.
Sorry about that. Pretty bad
That's all
when the
right.
person who has the Zoom account flakes off. We were closing the gallery. We just took our last load out and just shut off the lights and said goodbye. And so
Oh,
we,
big event.
yeah, it was a big day. It's been a crazy day. But Jim is
Yeah.
outside unloading stuff, so I don't think he's going to be here. So we can just kind of catch up with the
Well,
five.
according to the policies and stuff, if he misses 2 meetings, he's out.
I know
I'm just
that's right.
joking.
Okay,
Just like,
we'll just go with it. Two unexcused meetings. He has an
yes,
excuse.
no. I was going over a lot of that tonight.
Oh,
So
you did. Good. I'm
yeah.
glad.
Yep, I made a lot of comments and I'll send it through.
Yeah, they had some
Okay,
pretty
good.
bizarre stuff in there, didn't they?
Did you go through theirs or did you go through ours?
There's like, they use the word board of directors right now. We don't have, but maybe we should keep language. I was just going through all
Yeah,
that stuff. They
yeah,
have
yeah.
policies and procedures for financials. And, my big thing is like less paper. We can do a lot of apps on a phone. We can do a lot of things sometimes. And I know that right now we're not doing a show, but they just have I shouldn't say there are just some antiquated things that maybe we won't do in the future.
Well, yeah, and that's why when the bylaws that I borrowed and created again, they're
Hmm.
a little more streamlined, but bylaws are bylaws. They're they kind
Yep.
of come with their own stuff. But
Hmm.
the policies that I did for the group, I didn't go to theirs afterwards. I finally just said
Okay.
it's there's too much.
Well, that's what
So
I was like, comment, 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 take that out. It's like, okay, that's ridiculous. So
yeah,
yeah,
no. And so that's why, did you look at the policy handbook? Because that was where we were starting
I
to
think
flush
I
it out.
did. I think I did. I really just wanted to really honestly look at theirs and see what they had
Yeah,
and
it was
what ours
very,
was.
they had a whole policy section, which I think we talked about before, was all procedural. It was all like,
Hmm.
don't do this, do that on the third Tuesday of the month, do this, and that's all fine and good. And we can pass on that information, but we don't have to make it a law. You don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
make it that drastic. So listen, I'm
Yeah.
sorry I'm late, and I think really what we want to do is just catch up with each other as to what's been going on. And I know the one thing we had said we would do is look at the policies and the bylaws and just give our feedback. So
Yeah.
that's actually on the agenda, so that's good. Um, there we have the incorporation has happened, website. These are the things I listed just off the top of my head in our notes section, our email address, the logo, membership letter, statement for VHC, policy handbook, and bylaws. And then, so whatever we want to talk about, it doesn't matter to me what order.
Hmm.
I have one thing real quick, and then that's all I have is about the LLC. I put all the sign-in information into the account for the Secretary of State. It's under the I believe it's in the corporation's file.
Oh, okay. You put it now. Tell me again what you did. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first sentence.
Well, you need to be able to renew every year. You need to be able to have that. I had to open an account with them. So
Right. But anybody can. We just have to have the EIN, or there's a business, and you
Yeah,
can look it up. All you do is the state lookup.
No,
and it
no,
goes.
it's it's our Vermont account with the Secretary of State. And
Okay.
when you go
Right,
to
but
refile
you can look,
no,
but you can look it up.
no, there's a sign in for it. There's
Oh,
I have it for my own, and you have to you do it when you set up, when you originally apply to get your LLC, you do all that. And so I set it up in under here. Let me tell you real quick.
Did you use the Gmail account?
I have to look. I did put it on there. I didn't put any of my own. I put your address and
And you did it to 802arts@gmail.com.
yeah, I'm just here. I'm telling you exactly where it is. It's in our under our VHC files, under
Okay.
in the incorporation file.
Okay.
And then if you open it up,
And I'm going to
put
move
it right
all
on
that to the other email account. So yeah. Okay.
well, I put it all on top, so it says register when it happened and the fee, and then it says account access and has the username and the password name, and then
Okay.
they had to ask a security question. So it's all there. And then, so when next year, when you get the notice that it's time to pay your annual fee, that's how you do
Yeah, I
it.
see it.
That's you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I
And
got
then
it. I've
I
got it
stuck
open.
okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
all I had.
Okay,
I
sounds
just
good.
wanted to remember to
Yeah, and
tell somebody in case I dropped it or something.
basically that's in my Gmail account. So what I'm gonna try to do is move it over, but I'd actually like to try to get our .org account if I can, so that we have a Google Workspace as a nonprofit. But anyway, that's hopefully my
Well,
life is going to settle down. No more car accidents, no more selling of galleries. We have a closing tomorrow, maybe, and then maybe it'll be easier. I don't know.
Your face looks a lot better this week, let me tell you.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah. It went through a green phase and now it's getting better. So it's all right. And I have a brand new car because my insurance company has still not gotten back to me about the wreck. I still have not, they never offered me a rental car. They didn't, and they haven't given me a payout or buyout thing. So we ended up calling Subaru, and I have the best Subaru you've ever seen in your life because I wanted to make sure it had the navigation system on so I wouldn't go off the road again. The only one that had it was like top of the line. I said, oh, well, I'm getting it. So anyway, all righty. So thanks for doing all that, Allison. That's great. And I'll, as we move into more our own setting, I'll move the stuff over
yeah,
when we
okay.
get to that point. So other things that we want to share with one another?
I've been working on the logo. I haven't, it's not there yet, but
Okay.
I can share that with you if you want to see some
Sure.
ideas.
Why don't you
Okay.
do that? And I know I went in and put some comments in on which ones I liked.
Yeah. Share there.
And actually those are JPEGs, right? Dee?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
They are. If you've got them in a Google slideshow, they're JPEGs.
Can you see my screen?
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So
All right.
this is the version. I'm just trying to figure out if it's
I
circle
like it.
or
Yeah.
rectangle, but I'm not really happy with the way it's all working yet. So
Okay.
it'll get there soon.
One of the things I was thinking of doing for the website, Dee, was to grab some of these and just say we're a work in progress and
Sure.
just kind of put like a webbing of them up there,
Okay.
just kind of loosely and
That'd be
randomly.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Dee,
Um,
Dee, can
yeah.
I ask you about the fonts that you use for the arts?
Sure.
Have you played around with other fonts for that yet, or?
She's tried
Yeah,
them all.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and this is the one that you guys all chose, so that's
Yeah.
why I was.
Now that I see it, it's the way you had it drawn out. I guess it was just kind of more of the rustic, more look of it.
I can
liked
work
it.
on it a little bit. That's for sure.
I liked it better than just this personally, in your actual drawing than
Okay.
when it's actually using the crisp font. But
Okay. I'll do my best. I'll keep working on it. I'm not happy with it either, so well,
I like that one. I like it when the arts leaks out of the house. So I like that with the offset.
okay.
And I like the
And-
one I don't know if I can tell you, but the second row, the second one with the rooftop and the 802 lined up on a right line. I
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
oh, like over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll work
Like-
on I agree with both of you. I just haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I can you use any font for, I mean, like, I know like in what I do, I can't use fonts unless that I'm reproducing unless I license them, but I'm not sure how that works. Or like, I think anything that you pick up through Photoshop or anything is fair game.
Well, no, so
We just want to make sure it can.
so these fonts, there's a couple different places you can get different fonts, and one, this is called 1001 fonts or defonts. And I chose the ones that are legal to have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I just curious because I don't think anybody would ever bother us about it. But I'm not asking about this one particular. It's just to look at other ones just for the heck of it.
Yeah, 1001 fonts is a great place because you can all
Okay.
different kinds of fonts, literally more than 1,000.
Yeah.
So I'll
right,
have
well,
something and
I'm
I'll
gonna
just go
let
ahead,
you-
Allison.
No,
Go
I'll
ahead.
just, you just keep going with it. I think you're doing a good job. So
Yeah, Zoe,
I
what did you want to say?
Oh, I had one time or a couple times gotten myself into a pickle where whoever was working with, even though it wasn't a JPEG or what they didn't have the same font or they weren't able to reproduce the same
Yes.
thing, but you have to be careful of that, that's all.
Yeah, I know, like my friend Abby's gonna help me clean it up because she's the computer whiz. I'm not there yet, but so she didn't have this font, so she just downloaded it because it was
Yep.
accessible. So we'll figure that out.
Yep.
I won't get
have
anything.
you
too crazy.
tried doing instead of all caps for arts? See what it looks like using a capital A and then lowercase
Well, I
letters?
did try that and I did that with the hand-drawn ones. This
Uh-huh.
actual font doesn't have lowercase, so
Okay.
Just
but I
small
can
and
change the
big.
size of
Mhm.
A's and S's and I can shrink, that's
Yeah,
what.
I think just by making the A larger like that, it kind of gives it the same effect. So
Yeah, I really like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think for me with this, if you get rid of the swoop on the bottom, and then it fits to me, and then with the A and the S the way it is, it would change the way it looks. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'll see what I
Yeah.
can do. I'll have a
Alright.
couple different versions when and if I get something I'm really happy with before, I'll just email all of you and tell you that check this
Okay.
out. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'll stop sharing.
So I did that little statement today. That's really well, no, I did more than that, I guess. And I did send it to Katie and said that if she got more requests that she could use it. And I did make the edit that Allison had suggested. So we have that going out there, and that tells people we have an email address and that our website is coming along. And then today, my son and I basically launched the behind the scenes website. I haven't done one thing to it, but it's there and it works. And I've got an account set up, obviously, and I'm using WordPress at the moment, but I just need to play around with what it should look like at the beginning, just kind of. And I liked the idea of maybe going with some of your drawn sketches, Dee, just to show the evolution. I just
Yeah.
thought that might be a fun way to kind of start us off. I did
Yeah.
not get back to the letter to the members yet, but I need to do that. And like I
So-
said, after today, life will get easier.
Yeah. So I was confused because Gary added something like a thank you to the past board or whatever. Is that going in there too?
no. I said I liked the way she
I put that
thanked the past board.
that we
Oh,
were
okay.
stepping
Yeah.
forward. Somehow the board was retiring, so I
Okay.
did.
Retiring. Yeah, that's very diplomatic. I like
Yeah.
that.
It came to me in the night. That's all I'm going to say. And I was like, oh, that might do it. And then I have to do something like that, obviously, in the letter to the members. But I haven't figured that all out yet. I have to go back to the first draft and work on that. But I will work on that. I will get it so that we have it, for before next week or whatnot. And I'll send you guys a copy to kind of look over and see if it says what we want it to say. And other than that, the Gmail account is 802arts@gmail.com. And then the website is actually 802arts.org. My son suggested that we actually go out and buy the domain .com because he says people are they're gonna put it in not thinking about it, and just, we wouldn't use it, but we would do it. We can actually put something on that domain that says, no, you need to go to .org, something like that. Go ahead, Zoe.
And believe it or not, people will hold things like that hostage. So people buy it
I
for a
know they
little
do.
amount and
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I will go in. It's just $10.
Yep.
So I'll do that. And I only signed up. It's so funny. I got the domain. I don't know if it's 1 year or 2 years, to tell you, 2 years, I think. And then when I did the web hosting, they had this special. And so it was like $9.99, but whatever. But if you did 2 years, it went up to like more than double $9.99. And I thought, well, that's not okay. Like, I want the deal. So I just did it for
Mhm.
1 year, and then we can talk and, decide what we want to do after that. But so we're set that way. And like I said, I'll get something up, and if nothing else, I'll share it with you, and you can all give feedback, and then I can, make it more public if we want to along the way. But
I
it's
have a
moving.
question. Sorry.
Sure.
No, wait, Zoe, did you have your hand up? Oh, I have a question. When can new people join our 802 Arts House?
Anytime we get our act together to say we're actually a board, and we are a board. So we are a board of directors right now. We have an incorporation, we have an LLC. In order to hold that and have bylaws, we have bylaws. We just have to kind of approve all those things and maybe just set a go date. And what I was trying to do in the letter, well, there's got to be a letter to new folks, but I want to put something up there. I was trying to do a letter on, like, where did I put it? Hang on. I did work on this. I forgot I worked on it. Hang on. Oh, I started doing for new members, and I was thinking about the same thing, Dee, and I started it off with membership. New members can become members after successful jurying at $50 annually. So that's just the new members, right? And so we still have to work out our jury process, and we still have to, so we've got a couple of little things. They don't necessarily all have to be done. And then I started a list of benefits, and maybe you guys could help me with it, because I was trying to make it sound like, it was worth $50. But I said the benefits are become a member of a community of Vermont artists, participate or whatever in an interactive calendar of Vermont and area art experiences, showcase your art accomplishments and events on 802arts.org, receive a monthly newsletter from the house, access to multiple regional show possibilities. And so I was trying to think if we had more, to do that. And I would do the same thing in an old member's letter too, saying, no, you want to move over to us because, it's only $35, but you get all this. So is there more things that I should have on that list?
Well, I think this might go back to Allison. Allison, you talked about connecting with the galleries, correct?
Oh, affiliated galleries.
Yeah, we need, I hate to put that in yet until,
Yeah.
because we don't know
No.
if we don't know if they're gonna move with us or
No.
not.
If
But-
they're gonna move with us? What do you mean if they're gonna move with us?
Well,
galleries.
we have to get them to come on board with the new.
Right. So that's what I was wondering, is if you could start doing that legwork now to see if we have 10 galleries, or it doesn't even have to be galleries. It has to be places to show, like the Vermont rest areas I know are dying for places for people, and like Southern Vermont, Northern, there's a ton of places. So, and like there's a new gallery in Randolph that she was soliciting people at. Where did I see her? It was
Probably
at,
craft producers.
no, it was at Waitsfield.
Waitsfield. Oh,
We have to decide what we want. We're gonna offer the galleries, and what we want the galleries to do for
so
us.
that, I guess what Dee's saying, maybe Allison, is maybe to get started on that. Like, put in writing what you think we can offer galleries and why they would come to us. Same thing as I'm trying to do with the new members.
Okay.
Then if we have that text, we can go after it, right? We can begin, because we need to get a little bit of money going, first of all, but we also need to, and Zoe does have her hand up. Zoe, you just go for it, please.
That's
You
all
are
right.
I didn't see it at first. It's like,
That's
what
all
is
right.
that funny thing up in the air? Oh, it's her hand.
I'm trying to be polite.
You are.
So I was thinking, kind of like on the heels of Allison's thing, like we should have a list, and I think we should maybe divvy up, like, or if you want to, or I'm happy to like take on some Southern people. Like I know some galleries, and maybe that
Yeah.
personal touch or maybe something like that. I'm just offering
I think
that
that's
we could
great,
divvy it up. Yeah.
Zoe. But and I think what we do need though is like the same consistent verbiage, like what
Mhm.
is it we're
Yep.
offering them, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So I think that maybe Allison, if that's something you could work on between
Mhm.
now and next week, maybe even we could get something out, next
Mhm.
week.
Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
even know how many galleries there are still involved anymore. I think
Well, if you go out to the website, it's
Yeah,
they're
I'll have
right
to
up.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore, which really makes me sad, but anyway, that's okay.
They already
Um,
took you off?
what's that?
They already took you off? They couldn't leave it?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mean that. I meant
Oh.
I'm not going forward. That's
Oh,
all.
oh, okay.
Although I haven't canceled out the business name, so you never know. I need to be not in Grand Isle. I need to be in South Euro.
So would you like to be part of 802 Arts? Because
Oh, I'd
we
love
could
to be
offer you
part of
some nice,
802.
yeah.
Nice. I think that would be great. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'll
thinking,
work on a new members and a members letter. That's my big thing in the website. And then Allison, if you work on the affiliated galleries, I think we can give our other board members enough stuff to work with. And I'll pin Jim down on the jury stuff.
yeah.
I think we should go all automated on the jury, sorry.
I do too. Yeah,
I
do.
don't think
He
it
does
should
too.
be, oh, I can only come at noon time on Tuesday. Like, I think it should be an automated, like they send in 5 pieces and then, you know, if they want a Zoom meeting or if we want a Zoom meeting to explain more, great. But if not, you know, I don't think it has to be this. I think we need to, this needs to stay within us 5, but I feel like they have, the past jury has let in some things that aren't necessarily the level
Oh.
of remote handcrafters. And
Yeah, I
so,
agree. Yeah.
The last jury I did, they did. I'm like, really? But
Right.
it was kind of like they were really desperate for members. That's how I felt. And so they were taking just about anybody.
yeah,
'Cause
I don't want to
Yeah,
do
and it's
that.
funny because their bylaws and everything about them was all about that
Mhm,
jury and
Yeah.
how
mhm.
they had that, remember, in their goals, like in their, like what we are as an organization is we are a great jurying, you know, we cut out the slack, you know, we do it all. And it's like, oh my God, you know, get over yourselves just a little bit.
Well, and
But
I
I,
also don't think, you know, even if my best friend applied and her work wasn't to the
Oh, yeah.
caliber we want it to be, I'm not going to accept her because she's my best friend. And I feel
Right.
like that happened a lot. Like, you could be a really nice person, but your work isn't where we want it to be. And I think if we come up with the guidelines,
Yeah.
you know, just a
Yeah,
thought.
I think, and it has to be ongoing. It can't be twice a year.
No, there's no
So
reason for that.
it should be a revolving piece. And that's, you know, I mean, that's just crazy. That's why you don't have members.
Yeah,
Like,
make it too hard for them to jump through the
yeah,
hoop.
yeah,
Mhm.
or scare them like they scared me the first
Yeah.
year.
Me
Do
too.
are you thinking that maybe for the time being that just the 6 of us will be the jury? Especially since we're doing it, or
No, not necessarily.
Fine.
Jim can reach out to other people.
Yeah.
Jim is kind of taking it on, so he'll have to
Okay.
figure that out. But
yeah,
I
well, he's
mean,
here now.
the other part is that, you know, if the guidelines are pretty clear, the big thing is you usually want somebody from the art medium that the person is, you know, jurying on.
Jury, mhm.
And if you're not having to come into the room, you could send pictures to somebody, you know, in East Oshkosh to look at and give comment to and things like that. And then we also talked about the fact that where else they had been juried or what shows they had been accepted to have that on the initial form. So Jim, we're just talking about the work that we're doing for
Right.
like this week. And I told him that our lives will be a little bit easier next week, we hope.
After 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Is that when it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Woohoo. Anyway, but you need to pin down the jury a little bit more, like the procedure and I know
Right.
you started it, but it's been a little while. And Allison's going to work on affiliated galleries, and I've got some letter writing to do and website work.
For the going back to, I was just thinking of the benefits. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot is one of the big benefits I'm thinking is going to be our newsletter.
Yes, I put that
we
in
send
there.
out monthly, and so in that we could put what that newsletter might contain. Like, is it going to be lists of other shows? Is it going to be class people that are? Is there going to be like a member corner?
So define the newsletter.
Right.
Yeah,
You could
define the
feature
newsletter.
an
Yeah,
artist in the newsletter.
Mhm.
You could
What?
feature an artist in the
Yep.
newsletter.
So that would be a big portion of what we have to, because that's our main communication to everybody, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's a major change. There was no
Okay.
communication
Right.
before. So
Right.
go ahead, Zoe.
And maybe there's more scholarship opportunities too.
Yep.
And donations, because I don't think that they could do a lot
Yep.
of that before, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe this is getting ahead of everything, but maybe once after this show's over and we get stuff going, we could do a fundraiser.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, just to get going. Say we need just we're trying to get ourselves going. Can
Yeah.
nonprofits do GoFundMe, or is that like a no for?
I don't see why they can't, but I don't know that we need to do that. I mean, we could have like a silent auction. We could do, we had a lot of fun in the gallery doing silent auctions, and made quite a little bit of money. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you can just ask artists that are in the group or major group if they're willing to donate. The trick is you can't ask all the time. You can't be,
Right.
that's
Well,
the trick.
we should be able to get people that like want to support the arts to give us
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Okay.
I'm happy to help you, Allison, in whatever I can. I feel like I don't want anybody to be dumped on. So if you feel overloaded, let me know.
Yeah, if you want to work with me on the galleries to start with in the South, that would be great.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to throw this out there, and I was just thinking
Dogs are
of
out,
the
okay.
different things we could do. I have a friend that's opening an artist retreat
Oh, cool.
down in Springfield, and she has this big barn. Like maybe we could do some small mixers where artists get together. And like I know she would entertain this just to get her.
And what are they retreating to do?
So she has these artist retreats. So she hires like let me rephrase this. She's an artist. She's an art rep for people that design, but she's
Oh, okay.
hired like these people to come in that some work for her, some don't. And like I went to this retreat like when was it? October. And it was like this woman came, her name was Sally, and she did these prompts for 4 days, and they had beautiful food and just really inspiring. And as a group of women mostly that kind of did the prompts, and it was just so fun and so exciting. But she has this big barn they're renovating and this old house, and like I know she would support having a mixer there at her place. We could do something up this way too somewhere.
Well, she would fall into that affiliated category too. So we
Oh.
might want to be careful about the name affiliated galleries. Do you know what I mean? Like you might need to broaden the name off of galleries.
I was thinking about that too, and maybe calling them partner gallery or partner.
Or
Affiliated partners.
Not cousins.
Just affiliates.
Cousins, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we're just affiliates.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I feel like
Yeah, because galleries can be limiting.
well,
Yeah, but something we can. I mean, it can be galleries and arts groups, arts people. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
the groups, just keeping it a little. I love that idea, Dee. I think that sounds awesome.
And I can almost guarantee she will do that for us.
Yeah.
where is she? Dee? Again?
Springfield.
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 It's called the Smiley Manse.
Smiley Mance.
Yeah, it's the name of a person.
Yeah,
Smiley, and Manse is a word based on
for a house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a big old house. So.
Yeah.
And the
Cool.
workshops are awesome. But she wants to do day workshops and that kind of thing. So at some point, she will be a good connection.
Well,
Good.
that fits with 802 Arts House.
It does. The manse and the house can get together.
Yeah, thank you.
That's nice. What's her name, Allison? Not Allison. Dee.
Jennifer Nelson.
Okay, nice.
A sidebar,
on
I'm
her
probably going to be
website?
working with her. Yes. I'm probably going to be working with her once I retire.
At the end of this year.
Can't wait.
I know.
Oh, great.
Awesome. All righty.
So
That gives me
Zoe,
a
I'll be
pat-
down.
Okay.
So what else do we need to get caught up on?
I sent you guys those financials, and yes, I think Gary mentioned the donations. We just we didn't budget anything in that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I mean, it really is a work in progress, and we haven't voted on an approved budget.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of keep working, and then maybe we should set a timeline where we probably should approve a budget.
Well, yeah, and I wonder, like you asked the question, I think it was you who asked the question too. Are we a thing yet? And I think
We're
we
getting
can
close to be
we
a
can
thing.
we can be a
Or-
thing whenever we want to push the button, you know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
then
And I don't know if that is, we January 1, that's whatever that looks like, but we should probably have a specific date where we say this day forward, we're it. Yeah.
well, I know in the other organization that I had been in, which is run by a board just like ours, same amount of people. We had an incorporation meeting, and let me go back over all those materials because the lawyer I had actually wrote me a script because she wasn't going to
Mhm.
be there, but she wanted to make sure that I asked all the questions of the board members. So I'll go through that script and I'll share it with you, but I think
Mhm.
then we need to set a date and have that meeting where we say we are now a corporation.
Yep. Yep.
And I think that makes it official, and then that becomes our our renewal date or whatever date we want to think about.
And then we can
So,
set, we always approve our budget February 1st or March 1st or whatever that looks like. So we
Yeah.
have some timelines and guidelines.
yeah.
And also even for our, sorry, didn't mean to, but even for our getting all the workshops, we try to have everything by a certain date so we have
Yeah,
it for the
yeah.
year
We have to
membership.
do a
commitment.
corporate calendar kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great. So, all right, I'm gonna go through, I just made a big note for myself to go through and look at the incorporation script and documents and see what it is we're supposed to officially say we're doing.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening at that point is that, oh, Gary, this is you. Gary, the secretary then
Yes.
becomes instrumental because they keep the records of the corporation, and then if somebody asks, we just send them all to Gary, so we're good. We'll be fine. So anyway, all right, so that's another thing. So
So
it sounds like next week we might have a lot to talk about.
once we do that, can we start having members move over at that
Yeah.
point, or do we want to have?
I
mean,
think so.
What do we have to have in place as far as like programs that we don't have to have all that in place at this point? We can tell them, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Go ahead.
I just
Kelly.
want to be strategic in how we do this in the timing because we have the show, there's a lot going on, there's all these holidays. So I just want to make sure when we're sending, accepting, doing all that, we're just kind of thoughtful about the time of year. And I'm not saying that sooner isn't better. I've just put that out there that there's a lot
Well,
going on.
again, I think what we had said was that we wanted to incorporate before the show so that we could actually say we are
Yeah.
a thing, and we are.
And have those conversations during the show because it's going to be a topic of conversation.
It will be
Yeah.
for sure.
And speaking of the show, I was thinking, I remember today we talked about having something put together to hand out to visitors. Are we going to do that still, or?
We should.
I can tell you, my hairdresser just said the other day, she says, "Oh, I guess this is the last show." And I said, "Oh, no, it's not. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be much better next time." I mean, I guess we have to be careful how we say that because we don't want to offend.
Yeah.
But it's going to have more to offer is what I was
And
saying.
I can just imagine we're going to hand something out and then someone's going to walk by and give us a like dirty look.
Yeah, it's gonna be, it'll be a little bit dicey this show.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
the best thing to do is just to talk about it, talk it up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
because
if I get the members, if I can get that benefits thing, that section done and the membership,
Mhm.
and we get a letter out to the current members, and then I am going to ask India for the members from the last 2 years,
yeah.
the email list.
I'm referring to people that are coming to the show to buy stuff, not the
Oh, I
members.
see. Yeah.
But
Go
even
ahead.
Christie's-
the dirty looks
Dee's
will
got her
happen then
hand up.
too.
Yes.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Dee.
I just think I'm really baffled about why the board on the old board is going to be mad because they chose to dissolve and step down. We chose to bring it alive again. I'm not sure why they're going to be pissy. And
I
if
don't
somebody
think-
is pissy with me, I'm going to say this was their choice. We didn't
Yeah.
want to let it go.
Yeah.
I've
And they
just
did.
seen that the conversations that we've had so far haven't been like, thank you so much. It's just not,
No, it's
No,
not
it
doesn't.
pretty. It's
Yeah,
too
well, you
personal.
know, they have been, the few that we've been dealing with have been members for so long that they're very emotionally attached to it.
Understand, but they
Yeah.
chose this path.
I know, I get it, Dee. I totally get that. And so I think that's why it's been kind of a, you know, I wonder if they're taking it personally that, you know, that we're doing
That
it.
we want to keep it going.
No, that we're doing
don't.
it the way we're doing it. We didn't keep it as Vermont
Well, I
Handcraft.
got the feeling from Mita that she is my feeling for Mita in the emails she's been doing is this idea that we're not going to do as good a job as she did with the jurying, and therefore her
Legacy.
name is on the line, like her, you know, her whatever, her honor is on the line because we're too slipshod or something.
Well, I
I
guess
don't
she
know.
shouldn't have stepped down then.
Yeah,
No,
I
I agree.
agree. I agree.
Dee.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing anything wrong. I don't think, I mean,
No.
we're not we won't be bad mouthing them. We won't be saying anything. We're just saying this is the next thing
yeah, they're just, I can just tell that they're all on the defensive. That's all.
yeah, there's just
So-
nothing we can do about that.
One of the
Yep.
things we might ask them to do is to, we might want to craft a statement for Elizabeth. She's gonna be on that damn, intercom
I don't know if she's going to be on it or if Beth is going to be on it.
Hopefully
And Beth
Beth
is
will.
excited. Beth is
Okay.
excited for this.
Well, I
Oh,
think,
good.
I do think we should,
Beth is doing the across the fence on Monday for the Handcrafter show. Not,
oh,
not-
you're kidding.
No, and they
Oh.
called me for my work.
Wow.
Elizabeth
Great.
did.
We didn't
I
get
didn't get
called.
anything
I
to
didn't get
donate
called.
anything for that. I guess we're off the list.
I guess so. I was
I
I
don't
on,
know
think it
how
was-
confuses.
I think it was location. Elizabeth lives in Highgate or something, and she was driving by my school, and Gary lives in Milton. I'm sure it was all about convenience.
Yeah, I don't know. I've given, I mean, typically they've sent out an email every year and I have always given them something to include on the show.
I've never been
Yeah.
on the show before, so I guess you're lucky, and this is the first time for me. So
Honestly, nobody, unless you're like 85 years old and sitting home drinking tea at that time of day, I don't think a lot of people watch that on
although we had to
But-
laugh because she messed up Jim's name so badly that, whoever, what is it, Fran,
Goddard.
Stoddard, she came to the show and Jim said, I happen to be, and he said the name the way it was, and she just laughed and laughed because Elizabeth couldn't say a name straight out, correctly. And Jim's last name is not easy. I won't give her that, but anyway.
I can reach
So-
out to Beth too to make sure it's not as hostile as we think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to. She's not going to be, and India's not going to
Well,
be either. But
what
she's
I-
not going to be that.
What I think we should do though is prepare a statement that we ask them to read at the show, saying that there is a new group that's taking, whatever it is, but I think it's got to be very carefully worded, but I think we should be really upfront about that and say to Beth, we're really hoping that, you can share this with the group and see what happens. That's all we
I
can
mean,
do.
this
right?
truly is a benefit to every member and every participant that's coming to the show. I
Right.
mean, how great that it's not going away. I hope that that's how they can see this, that
Yeah.
now it doesn't dissolve. Now there is new life. I mean, like I said, I've seen it not be received that way, but I
Right.
hope that there can be some sort of turning point where they can view it as a positive.
Yeah.
Because it certainly is for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we offer the board a free membership for the year?
I was
No.
just-
No.
Yeah.
You were thinking of that, really?
I was thinking of asking that question. I wasn't sure if it was a good idea or not, but
I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but it might appease them. No,
I don't think we should. I mean,
I don't
No,
either.
that's fine. That's fine.
oh, speaking of that though, what about the Handcrafters lifetime members?
I
Does-
think that
are-
goes,
Does that get transferred?
no, I think that goes away.
Yeah.
What
I
does
think you
what does lifetime members mean?
25 years as a member, you get lifetime membership.
So does that mean you're free every year?
You pay your booth fee, but I don't think you have to pay
Yeah, no
No.
dues.
Yeah. I wonder how
No
many there
membership
are.
fee.
Are you
I don't
are you
know.
a member? You're not a member, Gary. You're not old enough to be 25 years.
No.
I don't know how many there are. I do know that that also allowed them, if they moved out of state, they could still show at the show, which was interesting.
And that should actually be another topic of conversation too, is this just Vermont or is it neighboring? And just for an example, like I'm a League of New Hampshire member. Even though I was in New Hampshire and I moved to Vermont, they still allow people within a certain amount from
Yeah.
the border,
And
10
I
miles
put
or
that in the
whatever.
bylaws, Zoe. So that's in our
Okay.
bylaws.
The
Perfect.
way
So I
that I
threw it
was
in.
going to be, the way that I was going to be putting the jurying together would include neighboring. And I
Okay.
don't know how far the neighbors
Yeah,
have to
that's
be or
what we
how
do.
close they have to be. But
That's
there
part
will
of-
be something like that.
That's part of the bylaws, and bylaws get voted in at that incorporation meeting. So we
Does
need
it have
to
a
make,
specific? Okay.
we talked about it at one point, and I made the changes people recommended at that time. But
Okay.
all of us need to read it again and make sure that we're
Yep.
good with it, kind of thing.
Yep.
But I'll try to, when I look at the incorporation documents, I'll try to pull everything together that we're gonna need to have.
Ellen, will you please send me the link to the Google Docs again? So I can
Which
get in
one?
there to
The-
all of them. Yeah, just because I think I needed permission one time and I was struggling a bit.
So you want the agenda one, or?
The link to
The
the folder.
file, probably the VHC file.
Yeah, just, yeah, the
I'll
whole
send you
thing.
that.
'Cause
Well,
there's
I'm
a-
gonna
Thank you so
move
much.
it, so it's gonna move in a very
Yeah.
short amount of time, but,
Okay.
all right, let me just do this first.
Yeah. And thank you, Allison, for sending the Secretary of State thing. I'm sorry I missed that the other day.
You saw it, but you were probably, you responded to it. You're probably just busy, just like everybody else. So
Okay, the one I just sent now is just our, it's the agenda document, but it has links to everything in it.
Yep, and
So
that's what
I
I was,
think,
okay.
yeah, I think there's a saving VHC folder, and you
Okay.
should be able to get in on that folder.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And if it doesn't work, just, if it tells you need, just request it and it'll come to me and I'll do it.
Perfect.
But again, like I
Okay.
said, I'm gonna get things out of my email account and put them over into the 802.
so Ellen, you have revised the bylaws in the past like week or so.
No, I revised them while we were talking about them
Oh,
that
okay.
night, a couple
Oh,
weeks
okay.
ago. So the
'Cause
bylaws, as
I
far
looked
as
at them, but I don't think I've looked at them since then again. So I'll do it.
the bylaws, as I know them, are finished. So we just need to say they're finished. So I haven't done anything more with them. What I've been working on is the policies and procedures,
Okay.
which are, and I put together a handbook, which sort of explains out the bylaws a little bit more. Our cat's great.
Yeah,
They always like put their butt in your face, right? When, you're like, oh my goodness.
I love him. So I just think, given that there's been some questions, let's just everybody read that. And if there's any questions, let's just bring it up. That way we can kind of, when we're ready, go ahead and vote on that and get that done.
Yep. I'm just looking for the link. If you go down through the, that darn never ending document, there it is. No, yes, this is it. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, hang on. The only thing I
Allison,
started,
I have to go down to the Chandler on Saturday. Is there should I say anything at all or not a thing?
Oh, I would say something. I don't, I myself am trying to put together how that, because I was only, how we would have affiliated galleries and what, so I'm not quite sure what that means yet, but I would say, go ahead and tell them that we'd like to, as far as I think, it sounds like the board's interested in talking to her about,
Okay.
doing an event with us, right? Is that what I was hearing?
And we
Event or
would love to
whatever
have
you
the
do.
option open for sure.
Yeah.
so I think we should wait until we do that as a board before we, go too far. I do think we're interested for sure. But I would be really careful to step out. I think we just have to get our ducks in a row a
That's
little
fine.
bit.
I'll wait. I just was going down, so I just thought I'd throw that out.
In passing, you can say that we're working out, trying to figure out what that would look like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just get a put the
The
idea in
link
now.
I just put in is the draft bylaws that I put together,
Mhm.
off of that other document that I had. So I'll bring that up onto the document a little higher. So you don't have. But that's what people need to read,
Mhm.
because we need to, and I will promise that for next week, I'll actually make an agenda, which I haven't really been doing. I didn't lose interest. I just lost time. So, because I think next time it sounds like we need to come to grips with a few things, plan some dates, get the calendar thinking, get some of that stuff written down. Um, we've got enough things started that we need to start being, a little more critical about how we put things together and stuff like that.
Well,
I don't know.
just more intentional,
Yeah,
just
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I highlighted bylaws and the policy handbook is there.
Mhm.
Policy handbook is replacing, in some respects, what they had as a policies and procedures documents, which are also around there too. They're not finished, and it was just really an explanation of parts of the bylaws. So I think, and the only other thing I linked in there was the Vermont Creative Network, because I know I mashed their name last time and I couldn't think of what it was. So I just put a link there, but that's, you connect to them through the Vermont Arts Council. But we had talked about how we might affiliate ourselves with our group with other organizations as well, which I think we need to do. I think we need to get our word out.
Are we gonna start a Facebook page? Is that, I know we've talked about that, and Instagram, is that something down the road, or is that something we could do?
We can do it now. The problem that happens is because we haven't gone through the 501c3,
Mhm.
we don't have a Google domain to link it to. So we can do it. It's just that there's going to be a lot of changing over.
I wouldn't do it now. I would wait until you have all the ducks
Okay.
lined up.
So what I'm going to put here, these are the action steps for the next meeting. I'm just going to say them out loud. So policy and bylaws. Okay, this another action step is to begin the 501 process. So that is a form that we need to fill out. It's easy. It's the 501c3 easy form. That's something that it sounds like we need to get going on. The other thing we talked about was the incorporation meeting. So the docs, script, and we need to plan a date. This is all for next time. Date,
Plan a date for,
the incorporation meeting,
Okay.
so that we officially begin. If it's the second Tuesday in November, so whatever it is, we just let's thank you for whoever's fixing it. Good.
I think we should all
who's-
put our phone numbers in too, in somewhere. We haven't done that yet, so we can all, like, if something came up with you again, Ellen, we
I
can
know. I was so happy that you texted me because I was totally oblivious at that particular moment in time, just not even there. Yeah, let's do that, and then we can get them in our phones. I think you guys still?
I have Dee's phone.
Well, Dee has everybody's phone, I think.
I don't have
I
Allison's
mine.
or Gary's.
No,
Do you want us to put it in the comments, are you saying, or where do you, or just in the notes in
I
our,
think the notes is fine.
in our folder?
Yeah, just put it in the next to your name in the attendees.
Oh, okay,
How about that?
sounds good.
And then it's up to us to get them in our phones. Jim, you want me to put yours in?
I think you probably already have it. At least in your phone, I know you do.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about for the group, Jim.
Oh,
Okay. So the other actions that we're doing for this next meeting is Allison is the affiliated galleries. Definition, right? Like, what is it?
Yeah,
I'm working on the new and old member info letter. And I'm really messing up the typing. Is that you, Gary, who's fixing it up?
Yes.
Do you know what you're coming up as?
Practicing being a secretary.
Do you know what your Google anonymous name is?
What is it?
Anonymous Dumb Octopus.
Anonymous dumb octopus.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little much. Okay. They're not always that descriptive. Anyway,
Ah.
so this one's me. Jim, you're gonna firm up the jury stuff.
I definitely will.
Okay, firm up. And I think Zoe, you're set on the financial part, but you said you would be helping with Allison maybe.
Yep.
And Gary, you have to fix up that Gantt chart again.
Yeah.
Then you
I
have to
got some.
show it to us next time, because next time we're gonna make dates. We're gonna like pin some stuff down. Okay.
Yep.
That's Jim. Dates ahead. Okay. All right. So is there
I'm
any?
gonna have the logo.
Oh, logo.
I was feeling a little like Camilla, where she doesn't really do much.
I'm doing website too. Okay. There anything else we missed? That's enough, you think, for next week?
At some point in time, we have to set up a bank account too, I assume.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Gary. That was another thing.
I
was
you
thinking
thought about how
too.
you want to take payment? You want to take electronic payments only instead of checks or both?
Yeah. Zoe, that's something you want to think about. Okay. So how about bank account?
And I don't know that I can do that until we are true that
thought
I'm a true treasurer of
Yes,
this,
I know.
So,
But think about how you want it organized, okay?
Yep.
Zoe,
and
do you-
also feel free to
Oh,
suggest, like, we've dealt with this bank, this is this. I mean, Vermont's not terribly big, so we want to make sure it's accessible and all that good
And
stuff.
you'll
So,
well, I was
basically,
gonna
yeah,
tell
go
you,
ahead.
NBT has free business checking accounts, and I've used them for years.
Okay.
I don't know if they have branches in your area, but they're around up here. And
Well-
it's totally free. So,
And basically you're gonna need more than one signature on,
Mhm.
usually it's the 4 officers are on the bank account as well, but you would be the lead, obviously.
mhm.
Yeah.
where
So
are
think
you
about
at?
how it works for you. And I'm probably gonna set up a Square account and use that
Yes.
with WordPress. I had been using PayPal with all my other websites, but PayPal's gotten a little squirrely lately, so I wanna
Mhm.
kind of think
And I
about how that
think
goes.
younger generation, it's Apple Pay, it's Square, it's,
Yeah,
that sort
so
of
we
thing.
can,
So,
but I can also do it all online.
Could we do
So-
Venmo too? Venmo?
Can and cannot. I mean, I don't know how Zoe feels about Venmo, but Venmo has seems a little less secure than some other things.
Yeah, I've looked into it. I'm not a fan of it personally.
I'm a fan. A lot
Yeah.
of kids have it. A lot
my
of young
kids are a
people.
fan.
There's
It-
also
it-
Oh,
Zelle.
but Zoe, I'm gonna put that on you. You research
that's
what you
fine.
think we should
Okay.
do. I just
And I
think
did hear you, Zelle. Yep.
the interface of Square online is easy to do. So to do a payment page and that kind of stuff would be easy.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's gonna
Good.
be Zoe. Okay. So other than that, I think it's Halloween and we should go eat candy or
Yes.
drink lots of champagne or something. I don't know.
Hey Dee,
Oh, I can-
I saw your display at the rest area. Nice. Looks
Oh,
nice.
thank you. Thanks. It was supposed to come down like 3 months ago, but she doesn't have anything else going in right now. So
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
So
Which
if you want
area?
to get in, you just approach her and
I've been in a couple of times. I'm not sure
Yeah.
I really want to bother right now, but
yeah. But I've had a lot of people make comments to me. So
yeah,
that's
yeah, it's a good publicity.
Yeah.
Which
And-
area is that? Is it at?
Williston.
Oh, good.
Williston?
Yep.
And then the across the fence, that's tomorrow night for UD.
I don't
Across the
know. I
fence?
thought she
No,
was
it's
doing it
noon.
today.
It's on. She's doing it Monday.
Oh, she's doing it
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because
I dropped my stuff off yesterday to Elizabeth, and that's what she said.
Oh, Elizabeth told me tomorrow, so which was yesterday. I mean, she told me she was getting the stuff to Beth for today's show.
It is usually at noon, Dee, so.
No, that I know, but is it a live show?
Mhm.
No.
It is live.
Oh,
I'm
Well,
getting
maybe
a
it's next week.
conflict
I
that-
don't know.
That
Oh,
we got deleted from the choices of, not that I care, but it's like, it's kind of like a member-wide thing, but I'm not gonna bitch to you guys. I'm just telling
what do
them.
you mean? I mean, I think they're trying to have different artists today this year.
No, because they put it out to the whole membership, and if she chooses to say, well, we've used you in the past few years, then that's fine.
I had never seen anything. I don't
I
know
never
if it
saw
has
them.
been out to the whole membership because I never had seen anything before.
You never have? I have.
We're not gonna worry about it.
No,
Doesn't
no.
matter.
I
We're
just
glad
want
to
to tell you
represent.
I'm getting a complex.
No, don't get
Yeah.
complex.
I think
It's-
it was probably
it's
convenience.
Elizabeth who chooses, and maybe this time Beth chose because Beth's doing it. So
Yeah.
it's, it's just, I think
No, I
Elizabeth,
think they should have a good variety. I think that's great. I'm just curious as to how that happened, that's all.
well, see, that's
Okay.
part of the transparency that we want to have with our new group, because there were lots of things like that that not all of us knew about.
Right, right.
So like Dee didn't know we were always chosen.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't
it
either.
goes both ways. So I mean, I think we just have to, I think what we want is to be much more transparent and more in touch with our members.
Yeah, Dee, I don't think we were chosen. I really do think there was
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Doesn't. But you must have been, but it doesn't really matter. It's
Okay.
I'm
we're
on
gonna-
Yay
this
for
year.
Dee being on the show. Yay.
No, and you should tape it. I still have last year's taped.
I don't even
Why?
know how to do that with my TV anymore.
Oh, well,
I don't have a DVR recorder. I don't have I don't
Oh.
care. It's all
Okay.
good.
All
You know
right,
what?
I'm
You'll be
gonna-
able to hit a link and it'll be there. So
Perfect.
You can get it off of CAX.
I
Yeah.
know. We're good.
Yeah. So, and believe me, the 22 seconds that your piece is on the air it's probably 4.5 seconds.
Right.
And at least your name is easy enough that it won't get butchered, because that's
Yeah.
just been the fun.
Yeah,
I
none
suggest
of it
we-
matters.
I suggest we close out the meeting tonight, only because I'm really tired, but it's not about me. And then know that next meeting we're gonna really try to knock it out of the park and set our dates for a corporation and do it.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
great to see
Happy
you.
Works for
Halloween.
me.
See you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.